Guys, you don't teach it in my side hustles a lot. One day I'm planting seeds inside dragon fruit. The next I'm poking holes and cooking and giving haircuts to kiwis. Yeah, literal kiwi haircuts. So please, subscribe to me before I completely lose my mind and start babysitting potatoes or something.
Snow everywhere, dead things walking, no food, no hope. Me and my boyfriend, we broke into the neighbor's fancy villa. He went down to the sub-basement, never came back. Then he showed up, the silver-haired guy with a prosthetic leg, smirking like he owned my fate. First thing out of his mouth, that I couldn't keep a man. Please, it's the apocalypse. Who even cares about men? Can a man be traded for a burger? My eyes almost rolled into the next life. But here's the thing, he's not letting me go. And I think I just walked into the wrong kind of trap. Welcome to GMS Apocalypse channel. Follow if you're not afraid of what happens next. Hit that follow, never miss a glow. Chapter 11. Whispered lies and sticky threads. It didn't take long for them to find the micro camera tucked discreetly beneath the bed. They played the footage on a laptop. The video was grainy, night vision flickering. The only sound the faint hum of static, then movement. A woman, seen from behind, crawling across the floor on all fours. Her spine jerked unnaturally, her limbs bent at angles no human joint should allow. And then she convulsed, her body warping and stretching as her skin bulged, darkened, split, and from her back erupted 8 long, jointed legs. She didn't scream. There was no pain, only the silent, elegant transformation of flesh into exoskeleton. The video ended with the creature disappearing into the ceiling. Silence. No one moved. I heard rumors about this. Someone finally muttered, "Pio pletter ninjantolt butt spiders. It's a trick." Another snapped, "Some sick bastard edited that." No, I've heard of labs, places that made things. Biological weapons, human-animal hybrids. Like those plague dogs. Maybe this is one of them. No one said it, but they were all thinking the same thing. If one of them had already turned, how many others would follow? Meanwhile, deep in the second sublevel, Tessa moved with precision. She was beautiful now, her human face flawless, her figure tall and elegant. She looked nothing like the monster in the footage. But that was the trick. Her fingers spun silky threads, almost invisible, thin, anchoring to walls, floorboards, exposed pipes. With each touch, the web grew silent, deadly, and placed with the patience of a predator. Kate watched her from a distance, keeping very, very still. Tessa didn't acknowledge her presence. That made it worse. The quiet was unbearable. Kate finally whispered, "What are you doing?" Tessa didn't look at her. "Setting the bait," she said simply. "You're part of it." Kate's stomach twisted. I'm not a threat. I didn't know anything. I didn't see. "You talk too much," Tessa said, soft but sharp. Kate shut her mouth. She had come a long way from the trembling girl, curled in a corner days ago. She knew now. The only way to survive was to be useful, obedient, invisible when needed, and quick to act when commanded. Lane didn't keep her around because he liked her. He kept her around because she served a purpose, and she had no idea how long that would last. Upstairs, the 8 remaining refugees were falling apart. They had all seen the footage, and no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't unsee it. "Someone here's not what they claim," said a tall man with a rifle. "And if we don't figure out who, we're all screwed." "Maybe it's you," snapped a younger woman with a shaved head. "You've been jumpy all day. You think I turned into that thing? Are you serious?" Anyone could be dragged the bodies away. That greenhouse was a damn jungle. Before we cleared it, they argued, they accused, they formed whispered alliances by the stairwell, and watched each other eat. Then I walked in, deliberately slow, calm, hands in pockets. They surged toward me like I was a prophet or a war criminal. "Where are the supplies? You hoarded truckloads, didn't you? Where's the girl? The one you were with? Was that woman in the video her? Was it you?" I leaned against the wall, toying with my bracelet, watching them burn through their panic. Then, without smiling, I said, she's sheer, watching, but I'm more interested in her. I pointed directly at one woman, small framed, hair pulled into a tight braid. She froze. W what? She stammered. Me? You're not who you say you are, I said, my voice quiet but cutting. Your blood's the wrong color. The room turned to ice. What the hell does that mean? She shouted, stepping forward but not too far. I said nothing, just kept staring. She hesitated, then reached for a knife. Too late. One of the men moved faster, drawing a small blade and slicing her hand. Just a scratch. Blood welled up, reddish pink, but tinged with pale blue. Gasps, whispers. No, she said, backing away. No, he's lying. That doesn't prove anything. You're burning up, someone muttered. You're running a favor. Back off, she screamed, tears welling in her eyes. You can just kill me based on some weird-ass fairy tale. But her voice was changing, becoming high, pitched, dry. Her eyes reddened and then began to leak blood. Blood and blue. Someone screamed. 3 gunshots rang out. The woman hit the floor, twitching, then went still. The shooter lowered his weapon. Wasn't gonna risk it. No one blamed him. In fact, they relaxed. Just a little. I exhaled, looking down at the body. One less variable, but deep below the floorboards, behind sealed steel doors. My sister's trap was almost ready. And Kate, poor Kate, was about to learn that the real horror hadn't even begun. Outside, the snow never stopped. It came sideways now, driven by winds that howled through the hollowed streets like something alive. The storm's emoved red sound, but every so often, from somewhere in the white void, came the dry click and shuffle of frozen corpses, dragging themselves forward. The cold kept them slower, hungrier, more patient. From the safety of the villa shrine-forced windows, Kate stared at the blur of gray and white, at the skeletal outlines of buildings buried to their second floors. Somewhere out there, people were still moving. Not many, fewer every day. Thinking of running? Lane's voice slid into her ear before she realized he was standing behind her. Kate jumped, stepping back so fast she nearly tripped. No. Good. You would end last 10 minutes. And that S. If the cold got you before something else did. He gestured lazily toward the street, where a single dark shape hunched over something in the snow. A zombie, pulling at meat that might have once been a person. It's a buffet out there. Kate swallowed hard and said nothing. Smart girl, he added, smirking just enough to make her want to punch him. You know, silence is an underrated survival skill. You might actually be learning. She clenched her jaw. Of course, Lane continued. The real trick is knowing when to open your mouth, which is why you're going downstairs in 5 minutes to help Tessa finish her setup. Kate's pulse quickened. Do I have to? You could stay up here, he said with mock sympathy. But then I daved to tell her you refused. And between you and me, he leaned in, his breath warm and irritating. She likes making examples. Kate bit her lip. She read the footage. The legs, the way Tessa's voice could turn soft enough to slice bone. Fine, she muttered. That's the spirit, Lane said brightly. Oh, and try not to look like you're about to wet yourself. Predators love that. She gave him a flat stare. What? He said innocently. It's a compliment, Niancio delicacies. Kate didn't answer. She was learning when not to. And as she followed him down into the deeper dark of the villa, the snow kept falling outside, burying the world a little more, muffling the screams no one would come to answer. Outside, the world was smothered in white. Not the soft postcard kind this snow had weight. It bent power lines into broken arcs and swallowed abandoned cars until they were just hunched shapes in the drifts. The wind didn't howl. It whispered a steady, needling hiss that seeped through every crack in the villa's walls. Somewhere beyond the blizzard, something groaned, long, guttural, and too irregular to be the wind. The kind of sound that meant the dead were moving. Kate kept her eyes down as Lane led her into the second sublevel. The air grew warmer, heavier, the hum of generators filling the silence. She hated how the warmth felt good. It was too easy to forget that the outside world was lethal. What this house did, it made you forget. Tessa was there working with a slow, deliberate grace, her hands moving like a seamstress from hell. Threads glim red faint lie under the yellow light, stretched across beams and pipes in patterns that made Kate's skin itch. They didn't look random. They looked like they were waiting. Lane leaned casually against the doorway. "Don't stare too long," he said to Kate.